coming on here pretty nervous. I don't know why. I don't know how this works. You sit and you wait for people to come on, or mm, I thought I changed it to where you wait for people. No, not even that. Just you have your own time that you set it to upload to. Which this one said midnight, so I'm hoping that it will be midnight, and this one just isn't actually live. That it will come up later, but then I don't believe so. I don't know. But then if so, it seems like I'm just on here talking to myself. Mm-mm. Just give it time. I have no idea how this is going to work, but I just wanted to come on here and just talk about a few things. I don't know. This morning I was reading my Bible and I was reading about Joseph. Um, me myself, what made me want to talk about what I'm about to talk about is the fact that I used to dibble and dabble and stuff, and with me doing that, I have learned my lesson for doing it, and it's just a warning for others. It's just something to where to at least show them or help them know that it's not the right direction to be going into. Um, so what I want to talk about, I did write it down because usually when I tend to talk about things, I go off and start talking about other things, then I get lost, and I got to try to make my way back into what I was talking about the first time. So I'm going to actually be reading from something, and I'm going to be flipping through in my Bible and stuff too. Um, hey, how you doing, Hunter? Thank you for joining me. I was sitting here waiting that I was supposed to be talking to myself. I'm so nervous. You just made me feel so much better. Thank you. Hi, Sonia. How are you guys doing? Hi, Stitch. Hi, David. Thank you guys so much. You are like, you're helping me. You don't even realize it. I was so nervous. It took me forever just to get myself together just to come on here. Um, Rabia, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah. I wanted to come on here and just talk about some things. I've been on a journey for a long time, and I think it's just now hitting a point to where it's like it's time for me to start, talking about it, being open with it, and sharing my journey with others. Getting famous? No, I don't even want to get famous because I'm shy. I'm really shy. I don't want to get famous. I'm the kind that where it's like I like to be heard and I like to talk about things and I like helping people, but I like to be in the background. I'd rather have somebody else do it and me just be in the back and guide and direct them. Yeah. So so you guys, I wanted to come on. I was reading my Bible this morning and I was reading the story of Joseph. Um I was at the parts where his brothers had already sold him. So at this point he's now with Potiphar. Um So as I'm reading in that, and it's like I'm so nervous. And even though I wrote these things down of what I wanted to say, it's like my heart is racing so fast. So let me just get into what I wanted to say. I did read it down because, like I was saying, I tend to go off into other things, and then I gotta find my way back into it. Um, so it was basically in a interpretation, in interpreting the dream. Joseph gave God the recognition. for him being able to interpret those dreams. Um, that's in Genesis chapter, what was that? Genesis chapter 41, verses 16. That's where you'll find that part at, where he says that. I do have my Bible to flip along to that part. Um, where is it? Genesis chapter 41. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so nervous. Like, this is crazy. I'm shaking at everything, and it's not like, I guess it's I used to be like this in high school too, where if the teacher called us up, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Like, let me do the work, and then you go ahead and you talk about everything, but let me do the work. Because I can't finish it. Um, so let me go back and say what I was trying to get to. Genesis 41. Genesis 41, chapter, yeah. Genesis 41, verse 16. Um, yeah, yeah. I think I just gotta take a deep breath and relax. So Genesis chapter 41, verse 16, it says, I cannot do it. But let me go back and read 15. So Genesis chapter 41, verse 15, it says, Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream and no one can interpret it. But I have heard it, but I have heard it said that, but I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it. And Joseph said, I cannot do it. Joseph replied to Pharaoh, but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires. That was just so hard for me. Hi guys. Hi Brian. I appreciate you too. Thank you. So let me continue to go on to what I wrote. So the issue on why I came on is with reading cards. Now I used to read cards in the past. When I was younger, I took in a light to it, and my grandmother, she warned me. She told me, she said, "That's nothing but evil. Don't dabble into it. Leave it alone. Talk to God." And then I always had these questions like, "Grandma, why shouldn't I look into it? Why shouldn't I be doing these things?" But she wouldn't tell me. She just told me, "No, don't do it because it's evil." So just hearing that, I'm thinking, oh, she's telling me not to do it. Maybe there's something in there good for me that I should be knowing. So let me go in there and just look to see. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, it was very entertaining because I felt like it was revealing so much about me. It was letting me know things that I didn't know. It was revealing to me things about my future that I didn't know. This is what I was thinking at the time, but now I know much better. Where it's like, no, that was nothing but the devil trying to pull me in, trying to take away from me what God has promised me. That's all that was, nothing but the devil. So, so the issue is with reading cards is that they worship and communicate to false gods for information when there's only one true God who is a jealous God. And he says this in Exodus chapter 20, verses 5. So, I'm gonna go to. So the reason why I'm flipping to it in the Bible is because I was always the type to where it's like if if somebody's telling me something, I want to see it in the Bible where it says that. So I don't know. There might be others out there that's the same way. It's like, okay, well, if you're saying these things and you want me to listen or you're trying to tell me something, show me in the Bible where it says it, and so then maybe I will listen. Um, but instead of flipping to, I'm just want to state where it's at. So that's in Exodus chapter 20, verses 5, where he says that, there shall be no other gods before me. That's also found in Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 7. So with me even just reading all that, it's like I got a strong conviction. The conviction to me was like, so who are you talking to? If you're talking to these false gods, who are you talking to? Because I'm already saying that there are no other gods before me. I'm the only God. So when you're using these cards, who are you talking to? Because you're not getting that information from me. So it's like the answer is basically It's the devil. And I had to sit there for a while, like, man, I don't know, that just hit me hard. Like, that's crazy. That's real crazy. Um, the thing with the cards is that it's like God is working to remove darkness from people's lives, trying to put them on a path of, of goodness, of where He wants them to go. But by using these cards, you're not doing anything but leading them into the darkness and telling them things that they shouldn't be doing, or either you're putting, things in their mind or helping them create situations that aren't even true. Um, and now let me just say that, like, God is a good God. God is definitely a good God. And I'm not on here to try to point fingers at other people or to try to make them feel guilty or feel a certain type of way. Because, like I said, I'm guilty of this as well. Like, I did the same thing. From a young age, I remember my grandmother, like I said, she told me not to do it, and I did it anyway. I didn't listen. Um, God definitely, I feel as though He showed favor over my life, and I'm pretty sure that my grandparents, they prayed for me, because there were things that I did come across and things that I did do where it was like, should I be here right now? I don't know, but I definitely do know that I was prayed for, and I was definitely watched over by God. Um, when I was younger, I remember daydreaming of, certain things that I wanted in life, how I wanted my life to be, um, a house, career, clothes, cars, pets, where I wanted to go, traveling, everything. Um, most people do have that. So yeah, I did a lot of daydreaming about that. Um, but now later on in my life, I'm thinking some of those things I did get, and some of those things I didn't get, and I'm feeling as though maybe God withheld that from me because I was going into the darkness where I shouldn't have been going, and the consequences was for that. Since you want to do this, I'm going to withhold this from you because you did something that you shouldn't have been doing, and it wasn't pleasing to Him. Just like the people also in the Bible. But as I was saying before, it's like the thing with the thing with being human is that we don't listen to warnings from others unless we see it for ourselves, or unless we experience it for ourselves. Then that's when we listen, because it's like, oh man, like this is real. Like this is yeah. They didn't tell me all this. It's like, no, they tried to tell you, but you just didn't want to listen. So that's where that thing comes in, where they say a hard head makes a soft bottom. I don't know. So, back to the cards. It's demonic, is darkness attached to it. Nothing good comes from it. Nothing of God can come from it. Like I said, it's nothing but the devil. By using them, you're allowing the devil to use you, and not only are you allowing him to use you, you're giving him that permission to do it. You're also, helping the devil to reside in other people's mind by keeping them stuck in a cycle of misery, worry, deception, stress, anger, sexual immorality, and I'm pretty sure there's more other things too, that by using those cards and by people listening to you, this is what you're keeping them stuck in a cycle. And sometimes they feel as though, no, I'm helping this person, I'm guiding them, I'm directing them. How? You're keeping them confused. You're keeping them confused because whatever they're worrying about, you're saying that you're helping them, but as soon as you read about that one thing, there's going to be something else that pops up, and they're going to need help with that. And then as soon as you talk about that one, it's going to be something else that pops up, and they're going to need help with that. So it's like, no, that's not helping them. That's not relieving anything. It's just keeping them stuck in a cycle. Um, God is not the author of confusion, and it says this in First Corinthians chapter 14 verses 33. God is not the author of confusion, but the devil definitely is. The devil will do anything and everything that he can possibly do to try to keep you stuck, because he doesn't want you to do anything good. He doesn't want you to prosper. He doesn't want you to do anything. Even the people that come into contact with you, if he can get to them through you, he's going to do that. He doesn't want you to do anything. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, So I did talk about this a little bit, but I'm going to go into reading what I wrote. Now, some may try to say that they are helping people come out of confusion, but how is telling them something from fake cards helping them to not be confused? Because even though you may say one thing, it's all in regards to a situation. It's going to be something else that pops up. Even though you may say, okay, your enemy is about to be defeated, next thing you know, you're turning around telling them, but you still got to watch your back. You're keeping them in fear. God didn't give us the spirit of fear, so why are you using these cards to put fear into a person? That's not something that you should be doing. Definitely not. I'm pretty sure that's probably displeasing to God too. And like I said, I'm not coming on here to try to point fingers at people or to try to make people feel a certain type of way or make them look bad and nothing like that. Because I was doing the same thing too, and I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I didn't realize it until I started to experience the things that I was experiencing, and it was like, like, whew. And I started to think like, why am I going through this? And I'm going through this because of what I was doing to other people. And it's like, that's not cool. It's not cool at all. So by me causing them to go through turmoil, even though they had their own free will, but it was like they were using their own free will to I don't want to say to listen to me, but to, yeah, basically to listen to me and to what I was saying. So because I was at, it's crazy. If you're going to be a representative of God to God, be a representative in the correct way. Don't do it in the wrong way. Don't do it in the wrong way, because I feel as though if that's what God is calling you to do, to help lead and guide, direct His people back to Him, that's what you should be doing. But you should be doing it in the correct way, not in a bad way. Do it in the other way. You're not doing that, but helping the devil get to do the things that he wants to do, and that's not part of the plan. The part of the plan is to shut the devil down. Um, what else did I write? So I wrote, God doesn't leave one confused, because He will fight your enemies for you, and He will also fight the ones that join them. And God will also watch your back, your front, your left, your right, your top and your bottom. Like He'll never leave you. He'll always be there for you. States this in Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30. And that's the whole thing that you can read. That was very, very good. When I read that this morning, I actually started crying. Because it was like, it just hit me so hard and so deep. Like, this is what I was doing to people. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's different, because if you're doing something and you're destroying yourself, then it's like, okay, or somebody's doing something towards you and it's you. It's one thing. But if they're doing it towards, maybe possibly if you have kids or towards your family or something like that, that really hurts you, because it's like, why? So just even thinking about that in and of itself, it's like I'm helping other people not only hurt themselves, but I'm hurting them too in the process. I didn't like that, so it was just it was a lot of conviction this morning. It was a lot, and I just couldn't stop crying. Um, so with the cards, it's basically almost the same thing like with the Israelites. When the Israelites made the golden calf to worship God, well, they created it to worship it as a god in place of the God, the one true God that led them out of Israelite, that led them out of not Israelite, Egypt. I'm sorry, talking too fast. But yeah, they created this golden calf to worship in place of God. They felt as though that God had left them, that He led them out of Egypt to, let them die, which is, that can be further, that's further from the truth, but that's what they felt. So because they felt that way, it was like, okay, well, let's make us this God that we can worship, so we can do this, so we can do that, and He's going to lead us the rest of the way. How can a golden calf lead you the rest of the way? The calf, he didn't even lead you there, so how's he going to lead you the rest of the way? Like, it was but as we know, that was displeasing to God too. That's in Exodus chapter 32. So, with them just creating this land, just like with people, with tarot readers, when they use these cards, it's like you're showing your lack of faith in God, because you're worshiping and using these cards like they're really doing something, and they're not. And just like with the Israelites, when they created this land, it's like this lamb, you're worshiping it and you're putting faith in it when it can't do anything for you. all it is just something that you see, but you shouldn't be creating anyway, because I already said not to. And then they already even told God that they were gonna that that they were going to obey him and follow him, but then they turned around and they did it. I guess it got too tough for them. I don't know, but that does happen in life. When it gets too real for us, we do certain things too. And I think I'm skipping all the way to the end of what I had actually wrote, but just growing up, I didn't go through nothing too crazy. But growing up, how I did grow up until I got to hear my grandmother, it was a little something, and it was maybe, I don't know, certain times you start to feel like maybe God did leave you, but He didn't leave you. It's like maybe that's part of the purpose for you to go through the things that you go through, so He can use you later on in life, and you can use all that stuff as your testimony. But going back into what I had wrote, um, where was it? They were determined to create a false god, give praise and glory to, which they shouldn't have been doing for something that it didn't do, and for it to lead them back to, for them to lead them to where they was going, to the land of Canaan that God had promised. That can be kind of did that one. These cards can't lead you anywhere but further into the darkness. Which when you get there, you'll be calling on God. So it's like you're using the cards, okay, but then eventually something's going to happen in your life to where you're going to be calling on God. You're not going to be calling on those false gods. You're not going to be calling on the ones that you're asking for information for and all that other stuff. Your spirit knows who the one true God is, and you're going to start calling for that God. Like you definitely are. Because I know when I went through what I went through, yes, I did. Even though I wasn't worshiping false gods at that time when I started. Maybe like a little halfway, and maybe what I went through just pushed me further to the point of just letting it go fully and completely. It's like, okay, God, you are the one true God. I'm only talking to you. I'm only discussing things with you. I'm only asking you questions. I'm only listening to the information that you tell me. I'm not listening to nobody else. So when I went through that, I was definitely calling on him because at that time it was like, he was the only one that could help me. By me trying to call on whatever other God that could have been out there, please, you're right. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have made it. Probably would have died. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm glad that I'm here, and I'm glad that God guided me and protected me. Like they say, Jesus take the will. I'm glad that Jesus took the will for me that day because I had no control over it. I definitely had no control over it. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? So the whole thing is just to don't be don't be the reason why you're not only being led astray, but don't be the reason why others are being led astray too, because you want to follow something that you shouldn't be following, and then you're allowing others to do the same thing by telling them the wrong thing. We shouldn't be telling them because there are people out here that, some people have it together, some people don't have it together, some people might have it halfway together. But for the people that don't, and for the people that look to you, don't tell them the wrong information because if they don't know how to if they don't know how to, if they don't have the strength and if they don't have the strength and the determination to, get themselves out of whatever they're in, don't give them the wrong information that's only going to put them further into what they are. And then after that, you're not going to be nowhere to be found. Most tarot readers, they say, oh, well, take what resonates and leave the rest. God is never going to tell you to take what resonates and leave the rest. God is going to tell you what you should be doing, and that's what you should be listening to. The devil is the only one that's going to say, oh, take what you want to take and leave the rest. No, because he's going to throw some more in there. You want to take that too? Don't even do it. Don't even do it to yourself. Like, that's crazy. And some even filled with just telling them that alone. Oh, take what resonates and leave the rest. That's helping. No, it's not. That's not even helping. It's not helping. The thought that I just had in my mind, it just went away from me, but it will come back. But um, I don't know. But it's just not. No, I don't know. But this is what I skipped to earlier when I said I understand that some things may have happened in a person's life that led them to go towards the wrong things. Um, so just like with the Israelites, they felt abandoned by God. They felt like God didn't see them. So you, me, others, we felt like God left us, like He wasn't going to do anything for us. But that was further from the truth, because if He left us and if He abandoned us, then we wouldn't be here right now. Amen to that. Like I feel like I want to cry with that one, but I'm gonna just hold that one in. God is just so good. God is so good. I mean, there's a few times where it's like I had to call on Him, and it's like, ooh, but I kept backsliding and going back into that tarot because it was tempting. It was like, oh, I want to know this. Oh, I want to know that. It's like, no, the God, not God, the devil can't do for you what God can. The devil definitely can't do it. The devil can make you false promises to make it seem like he can, but definitely not. The devil will give you things and he'll want things back in return for it. God will give you things and you can keep those things. But then if something does happen to where you mess up, you still have those things, but you'll just have lessons that you have to learn with it too. But God may not fully take it away from you. But the devil, oh, he's going to give to you and he's going to snatch away because he wants you to keep coming back. It's like being addicted. He's going to keep feeding that addiction because you want it. Oh, you want this? Then this is what you need to do for me. You need to do this for me, and I'm going to keep giving you this. And I want you to do this, and I want you to do this, and I want you to do this. But he doesn't tell you that once you give me everything that I need, I'm going to take all this from you. He doesn't tell you that. The devil does not. mm, um, where did I leave off at? So it's like you felt you were left by God and you weren't seen. You were left to do things on your own. You may have felt because He didn't answer you when you wanted Him to. You decided to go off and seek something else or seek another God. And of course, the devil is always going to be there, waiting for you with his arms wide open. I don't know. So I do think the ones that have come on, um, I don't know. And for the ones that see this later in a few comments, like I said, this is my first time coming on. I was a little nervous. The ones that did come on, um, who's that? Hunter, Sonia, Stitch, Navid or Navid, Rabia, and Brian. You guys have helped me so much. So maybe when I come back on, or actually I am going to come back on because that was just like with the message this morning. And the devil kept popping up and interfering. I had to keep praying on it. It was like don't things just kept popping up saying uh don't release what God has given to you until you're ready. But it was like, when am I ever going to be ready? Just like with the things that I experienced and I went through. When was I ever going to be ready for that? That just happened. We don't have control over those things. God do. So when God speaks to you, then you need to move and you need to do what He says. He'll help you and He'll guide you along your way. Is He want to take away all your stress, all your worry, all the nervousness? No, He's not. But He's going to comfort you while you're doing those things. So you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to change it to when I come back on because I am coming back on. Um, uh, Hopefully it'll be better than this. Even though this is good, this is good, this is good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But it's yeah, it's gonna be better next time. So you're probably like, what is this girl talking about? She don't even know she's doing. I don't even know, but next time it will be better. But like I said, I thank you guys, and I'm going to see what I have to push now to come off of here. I don't know. Maybe I need to try to invest in a microphone or something like that, because just trying to go from the phone itself, because that's what I'm using. I was like, let me just go on. Really couldn't hear myself when I was recording myself listening. So I was like, let me put on these headphones and talk to the microphone. I don't know if it sounds like I know it might sound a little clearer, but then if I had it too close to my mouth, it might have been muffled where you couldn't hear it. But I don't know. I'm gonna take a listen and then just gonna go from there. So good night. God bless you guys. Ask that God guides you and protects you. And I'll be on next time.